Wicked has completely captured everyone's attention. The film reimagines The Wizard of Oz following Elphaba and Glinda before they became the famous Witches of Oz. With its powerful score and stunning performances, it also reveals subtle themes and details, those things only adults noticed in Wicked. It's no surprise that Wicked has completely taken over pop culture again because it's the kind of movie that rewards both new audiences and longtime fans of The Wizard of Oz. But what makes it even more interesting is how adults see the story differently from kids. There are a bunch of subtle Easter eggs, clever connections, and surprisingly mature themes woven throughout the film that you really only pick up once you're older. So let's dive into all those things only adults notice in Wicked, from its hidden nods to the 1939 classic to its deeper commentary on love, politics, and identity. First off, older fans of the original Wizard of Oz will immediately spot some familiar touches sprinkled throughout Wicked. Some are pretty obvious, like when Dorothy, the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion are seen strolling down the yellow brick road during the film's opening moments. But others are far more subtle. The title card itself, for example, mirrors the same font and style used in the 1939 film, serving as a quiet tribute that most younger viewers might overlook. And then there's the character symbolism. Jonathan Bailey's Fiyero, who eventually becomes the Scarecrow, and Ethan Slater's Boq, who transforms into the Tin Man. Both actors channel the mannerisms of their original Wizard of Oz counterparts through dance, posture, and even small gestures. In one clever moment, Fiyero leans between two pillars with his arms stretched out, an unmistakable nod to the Scarecrow's stance in the original film. The visual callbacks don't stop there. Elphaba riding a bicycle with a basket instantly echoes Miss Gulch, the Kansas woman who becomes the Wicked Witch. And when Elphaba and Glinda visit the Emerald City Salon, the sequence mirrors Dorothy and her friend's trip to the beauty parlor in The Wizard of Oz. Even Jeff Goldblum's wizard peeking out from behind a curtain pays homage to the original Man Behind the Curtain reveal. These tiny details might fly over the heads of casual viewers, but for adults who grew up with the 1939 movie, they're a nostalgic delight. But the hidden connections aren't just visual, they're musical too. Composer Stephen Schwartz, who wrote the music for both the stage show and the film, revealed that Elphaba's Unlimited theme, heard in The Wizard and I and Defying Gravity, is directly inspired by Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Listen closely and you'll catch it. The first 7 notes of Elphaba's theme subtly mirror the iconic melody of Dorothy's song, though Schwartz tweaks it rhythmically and harmonically. He's even said that while they're technically different, the emotional pull is the same. It's a perfect example of how Wicked builds on The Wizard of Oz while carving out its own identity. Then there's something many adults pick up on instantly, the queerness that runs through Wicked. The movie doesn't hide it, it embraces it. From the cast itself, which features openly queer actors like Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, Marissa Bode, and Bowen Yang, to the energy between the characters, Wicked leans into queer-coded storytelling. Fiyero, for example, exudes a certain fluid charm. His song Dancing Through Life has him flirting with everyone, Glinda, an old librarian, and even a few male classmates at his university. And Glinda's bond with Elphaba, it feels deeply intimate, teetering between friendship and romance. Even Ariana Grande has admitted Glinda might be a little in the closet, saying their relationship transcends labels. It's simply true love. Cynthia Erivo echoed that sentiment, calling their connection real love, something that goes beyond the boundaries of sexuality. But beneath the music and the magic, Wicked also carries a heavy political message that adults are much more likely to notice. On the surface, it's a fantasy about witches, friendship, and destiny, but dig a little deeper, and it's a sharp political allegory. The wizard presents himself as a kind, fatherly leader while secretly manipulating the citizens of Oz with propaganda. Elphaba, who stands up for the oppressed talking animals, is smeared as a villain. Sound familiar? Many viewers have drawn parallels to modern politics, where misinformation and fear-mongering often shape public opinion. Even director Jon M pointed out the obvious connection, saying the film story of a charismatic leader gaslighting a community feels eerily relevant today. Author Gregory Maguire, who wrote the original 1995 novel, agreed, noting that the story's warning about power and prejudice feels even more urgent in our current world. Another thing adults will definitely catch, Elphaba's backstory is pretty dark. Kids might not realize it, but her origins are laced with tragedy and betrayal. As Glinda reveals in No One Mourns the Wicked, Elphaba's mother had an affair while her husband, the governor of Munchkinland, was away. A mysterious stranger offered her a glowing green elixir, implied in the novel to be a date rape drug, and their encounter led to Elphaba's conception. That's why she was born green. Later, we discover that this stranger was none other than the wizard himself, making Elphaba his daughter. It's a grim revelation that redefines their entire relationship, especially during the song A Sentimental Man, when he sings about wishing he could be a father, not realizing he's looking right at his child. Adults will also notice the changes in the Ozdust ballroom. In the original stage version, it's a glamorous dance hall, but the film turns it into an underground speakeasy-style club. Glinda even questions if it's legal, hinting that it's a place for Oz's outcasts. Director Jon M explained that he wanted to show the underbelly of Oz, making it feel more like a rebellious escape than a school dance. That subtle shift adds a layer of grit and realism to the fantasy. Then there's the casting. For kids, everyone in the film just looks like adults, but for grown-ups, it's hard to ignore that most of the university students are actually in their 30s. Ariana Grande was 29 when filming began, Cynthia Erivo was 35, and Jonathan Bailey was 34. It's a long-standing musical tradition after all. Grease famously filled its high school with 30-somethings, but adults will definitely chuckle at how mature Shiz University students look. Something else that stands out to older viewers is the film's color palette. The original Wizard of Oz was famous for its vibrant Technicolor world, while Wicked opts for a desaturated, more grounded look. Some fans criticized this, calling it too dull for Oz, but Chu defended the choice, explaining that he wanted Oz to feel real and lived in. His goal was to make the story's emotional stakes feel genuine rather than like a dream. So even though it's less flashy, it's intentionally earthy and textured, a creative choice that speaks to adults who appreciate realism over spectacle. Representation is another area where Wicked makes history. Cynthia Erivo's casting as Elphaba marks a major moment for Black representation in the franchise. Before her, only one Black actress, Alexia Kadim, had ever played Elphaba full-time on stage. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.